If future society can extract memories, saved and played back in Ultra HD, would you like that? Jack is a lawyer. He is taking an interview evaluation. The interviewer asks Jack to come back next week and bring all his memories to play back. You may have questions. How do you play back memories? It turns out that in the future world there is a high-tech product, memory grain, just implanted into the back of the ear. You can record every bit of your life. It can not only record what you hear, what you see, it can also be freely played back. Jack looked back at the performance in the car. Through the details found, the interviewer expression is very perfunctory. This time is probably no chance. Jack shook his head helplessly. Arriving at the airport, nowadays, the security check no longer needs to scan the body, but to check each person's memory for a week. After getting off the plane, Jack arrives at the door of a villa. It turns out that he was invited to a friend's party. Wife has arrived early. To prevent the embarrassment of not being able to call names, Jack pulled up his memory in advance and confirmed the name of the friend once. After entering, Jack found his wife, Mary, talking to a bearded man. When Mary saw Jack, she immediately greeted him and asked how the interview went. Jack said it was not good. Jack said he didn't like it. Then they started chatting. Tom suggested watching Jack's interview video, and maybe he could make some suggestions. Jack is very reluctant. The bearded man comes to the rescue and defuses the awkwardness for Jack, but Jack doesn't seem to appreciate it. Before dinner, Jack tugged Mary to ask him who the bearded man really was. Mary says it's just a regular old friend. After Mary leaves, Jack dredged up the memory of what had just happened. He found his wife's eyes unnatural after seeing him. This makes Jack, a lawyer by training, feel that something is wrong. At the dinner table, this scumbag was recounting his relationship experience that, because of the presence of memory particles, he has to play back all the passions of the past from time to time. Who would refuse that kind of ultra-clear memories? Everyone laughs and doesn't say anything. Big Wave said she wouldn't, because her memory grain was tapped a year ago. The bearded man curiously touched the scar. He also ambiguously said that it felt good. In this era of universal memory grains, the Big Wave has become an alternative. People have asked her how she feels. Big Wave said it was a lot easier. At this point, the bearded man made a joke. Mary was the only one at the table who laughed very loudly. Jack saw it in his eyes, but did not say anything. Colin, who was engaged in memory grain development, told the group that the human brain's original memory is not credible. It is particularly easy to be misled. The emergence of memory pellets has helped people solve a lot of problems. On the way home, Jack made it clear that he hated the bearded man. Mary says, "Then why did you invite him as a guest?" Jack said he was just being polite and did not want him to really come. The bus arrives at the station. Jack said it was getting late. Everyone was very tired. He wanted to rest early. The bearded man is a man of understanding. He left in good spirits. When they got home, Mary played back her daughter's memories to see if the nanny had done her job. Jack brings up the bearded man again. Mary says that the bearded man is the same Mr. Ma she mentioned earlier. The two of them have been together for a month. Jack goes back to the old story. He says Mary said it was a week. Mary denies it. Jack then dredged up his own memories. It's a great tool for arguing. Mary couldn't stand Jack's questioning. Told Jack that she would never leave him in her life. She told him to stop being so unreasonable. Angry Jack called Mary a lousy bitch. Then it was recorded by Mary.
You're a bitch.
Calmly, Jack apologized to Mary. There's nothing a game of cards can't fix. After it was over, Jack went downstairs and watched the return of the party. He had been drinking all night. Early the next morning, he called Mary, who had woken up from her nap. It turns out that Jack has made a new discovery. He confronts his wife about how long she's been with the bearded man. Mary told the truth. They had been together for more than a week. It wasn't a week. It wasn't a month. It was 6 months, but that was before she met Jack. She couldn't understand why Jack couldn't get over it. The two of them break up. Jack continues to drink, watching the playback under the influence of alcohol. The more he watched, the angrier he decided to go to the bearded man and ask for clarification. Can you stand to be green? Of course not. A drunken Jack comes to the home of the bearded man. The bearded man was confused and, not knowing the purpose of Jack's visit to his house, Jack did not treat himself as an outsider. He went inside and found a bottle of wine and started drinking. In the middle of the conversation, The big wave from yesterday's party appeared. It seems that she has been taken down by the bearded man. Jack has been talking for a while. The bearded man feels baffled. He wants to send Jack away. Jack backhanded the bearded man and knocked him to the ground. The scene shifts and Jack, who was lying on the steering wheel, woke up and car also crashed into a tree. Jack hastily turned on the replay. It turns out that he let the bearded man deleted all the pictures of his wife, but on closer inspection, he seems to have discovered a shocking secret. Back home, he asked his wife if she had taken security measures, then pointed to the painting on the wall. He said that if his wife didn't like it, he would never have bought it. Mary has no idea what's going on. Jack sat down on the bed and turned on the replay. It turned out that in the memory of the bearded man, not only did Mary appear, also appeared the painting. In other words, the bearded man came to Jack's house, and he had sex with Jack's wife. The date is 18 months ago, which is the time when Mary was pregnant. Mary was speechless. She explained that both of them had been drinking. Jack was not at home at that time. She was very lonely. She said she was about to delete the memory. Jack came forward to stop it, and let Mary play the playback. I don't know how long it took. Jack was lying in bed alone. His wife had left with his daughter. He can only rely on playback to remember those colorful days, and the reality is harsh. Jack was left alone in the cold room. He went to the bathroom and he took out the memory pellet full of memories.